artists, songwriters. There's lots of money being made in the business, though. So, any questions? No?
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
how did you get your start in the business, especially here being in contact with the people you come into contact, developing your realm of knowledge of expertise? I've always been curious.
I started as a player. I was a guitar player and a keyboard player. I did that for a lot of my life, and I toured with a lot of people. I played in the studio, but I had always had studio chops as an engineer. And then when I didn't want to tour anymore, I had, with a big artist who shall remain nameless, I had a very bad tour. Mostly because of the artist not being in control of himself, let's say. And at the end, I said, no more, I'm done. So then I 5.1. So really it's one element, but it's 6 tracks wide. But for them, 3,000 tracks, yeah, just another day. No big deal. But different for Dream Theater with 800 tracks. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, that's one of the cooler things. And then he said that, you know, they would have orchestras and things like that. And then they'd have to sync it all up because it'd be on one Pro Tools rig and it wouldn't quite sync with another one and stuff like that. So anyway, you might want to check that podcast out, Rich. That's about 2 months ago. But just go to Bobbio Inner Circle and you'll find it.
And you got your start like in LA, and would you say it was playing to your initial strength, like as a musician and stuff?
I'd never played for anybody ever. Still, it was so bad that I decided I have to find out more about this myself. I want to learn how to do this. And I had a degree in electronics, so I knew where all the electrons were going. So that was kind of easy. And then it was I just got to find out more. So I went to Berkeley as a student first, and I had enough experience that they said after a couple semesters, you should be a teacher. So I was a student and a teacher at the same time, which doesn't work, and I just decided I'll be a teacher for a while. And I was going along, and I walked into the teacher lounge one day, and I heard somebody complaining loudly saying, "This place is for rookies or for has-beens." And it hit me right between the eyes, and I thought, oh, I don't want to be either of those. I'm out of here. I'm going to LA. So I went to Los Angeles, and it was, I didn't know anybody. I knew zero. One of my students basically said, I have a friend that lives in LA. I told him you're coming. You can stay in his couch. So that's what happened. And I took who was the producer of the Doobie Brothers and Van Halen at the time, and he was huge. And he's getting out of his car and he's walking into Sunset Sound. And they screech to a halt and they run over with the Walkman and they say, Ted, you got to listen to this. He goes, ugh. Puts it on his head and he goes, meet me in my office in a half hour. Signs them. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, hey, I'm in the money. Hey, I get a phone call from Warner Brothers that says Ted wants to produce the album. Of course. So what do I get out of it? Well, thank you. And finally, at least I went to him and I said, give me my money back. You know, at least what I put into it. And that's what happened. Now, the bad part about that is they would have been better off with me because Ted went to the band, guess what? I'm doing a new Doobie Brothers record. As soon as I finish, I'll come back to you guys. So they waited for about 4 months, and then he spent 2 days with them and said, oh, Doobie Brothers, I got all Doobie Brothers. And it was a year.
That we challenged our engineering team to do as an extra credit project. It really was. It's something that is incredibly challenging and takes a lot of amazing invention. But what they've been doing is astounding. And it's something that's a big breakthrough in photography.
So I'm looking for this piece